All right, guys, here we are. This is round 4 in 5-round group stage in Group C, which has been the craziest group. We've got Barles, who sits tied for 3rd or 4th place right now on 5 wins, playing as the Magyars here in the South. And he is up against JorDan, one of the biggest names we have in our scene, who currently sits in 5th place with 4 wins. Now, you were just saying, Dave, you looked at the probabilities, because obviously they'll both have one more round after this, but this would be significantly worse for JorDan if he were to lose 2-1 today than it would be for Barles. Should be wild.
Yeah, and both of these players are guys that you would think would stay up in Platinum League.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's tough with the names that we have, right? Andy and Ganji are doing well in the group, and that has just kind of, especially with Andy doing so well and beating Hera and whatnot, it's just kind of thrown everything off from where their predictions initially stood. Barles is not as solid of a player as JorDan, but he's super consistent in these types of settings.
Yeah.
In the Titans leagues so far, Barles has been really, really good. And if you just give him a couple maps to practice and a pretty simplistic Civ draft format, Barles is he's gonna shine.
Yeah, and Barles is one of the players where you could just tell there was lots of practice games on those maps, even in the first round. It was actually interesting. What we did for this season was we had teammates play each other first if we could do that. And so it was Barles and Ganji who actually played each other in the first round.
Yep.
And I spoke a little bit, to Ganji, and we had originally done that because we didn't want situations where people were like, "Oh, so and so teammate is doing that guy a favor by losing later." We didn't want that. But Ganji's like, "I'm actually really happy that happened because now I can go back to training with Barles because they had been training together." So, they just went right back to work, and like in their series, you could see it. And Barles has looked really good. And this is a map that he was actually the first player to hand Cumans a loss on Spiral. I know it's happened since. And Barles played Magyars, and he went scouts into Cav Archers, and it just looked unstoppable. So I'm curious to see how JorDan plays with the Japanese, who are pretty flexible in the whole water aspect of this map. But on land, I think the Japanese could have some struggles if the Magyars get going.
I really like that change they made to the Magyars to make the Cav Archers produce faster.
I agree.
It's such a small thing, but you can really see it start to benefit them in Castle Age. They don't stay on Knights as long, and it makes their gameplay a little bit tougher to decipher what your opponent's going to go for, right? They're kind of more like the Huns now.
Yeah.
Except the Huns kind of suck right now, but
Hey,
like
don't you talk smack about my Huns, dude.
They're not good right now. They're not good right now.
In the meta of house walling, it's always been kind of brutal. Yeah, well, we'll see if the Huns get picked at all. They haven't been drafted once this season.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I haven't seen
crazy.
it in gold or platinum. I haven't seen them drafted a single time. But Magyars have been out there, and I will take Huns. Can we even call Magyars Huns light? Or are they like Huns?
Oh, no,
Huns plus.
Magyars are like the premium version.
The premium version of Huns,
right? Like Huns will get to everything a little bit faster, but it's gonna be slightly worse than the Magyar option.
Huns is like the free version, and then Magyars is like the paid upgrade, I guess. So 3 fishing ships out here for Barles, and it should be 3 for JorDan, but he did have a tendency to go over that. He's actually just added the 4th, but I guess you do save quite a bit of wood. And JorDan's clicked up, Barles is clicked up. There's some question on maybe what JorDan will do, and he's sending a villager now, and this is going to be his plan. Yep. He wants the forward dock, but he doesn't have the wood right now, actually. So that villager's just kind of chilling
He
there.
made that 4th fishing ship.
Yeah.
That's why you only make 3, dude. But I mean, I guess you're Japanese, right? You're gonna get that wood eventually. And the dock with 45 seconds left is gonna be up in time and for the fire galleys to come out. So really nice stuff there.
If anyone's like, well, why doesn't Barles see it? Well, he is pushing in another deer from Narnia from the berry area, which, both players have, and there's deer next to it, but there's definitely less deer around the area for Barles. So he's just been pushing in as much food as possible because he might not want to take the risk of running out there if Japanese are going to be going man at arms or something.
Look at how much food he has in the bank.
Yeah, seriously.
And he's got that. The deer just expired, so he'll work away on the new one. He's still got some sheep left over there.
Yep.
And if he wants to go into scouts here, assuming he builds a stable, there it is right there. he's going to have a lot of production
Mm-hmm.
on these scouts.
Now, a very greedy start from Barles, right? Like, he only pushed in deer. He didn't scout Jordan's base or anything. So he does kind of get punished by this. And you've got a spearman and a scout here. Jordan, I'm surprised, is wandering forward with this villager. Jordan, what on earth are you expecting to happen here against the Magyars, my friend?
I don't know. He's going to try and quick waller, but that's a tough one, man. With a spearman, a hill, and a scout as well. Never going to save that. I'm wondering why she came back.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, she did. And Jordan's going to eject the fire. Barles could go for a few more spearmen to maybe help out against this fire galley. He's also got a fire galley of his own coming out. But there is a demo from Jordan, and he does see those 2 vills from Barles. So if I was Jordan, I would let those things fish and go after the ships and then come with a demo and kill them later, but we'll see.
Yeah, I wonder if people realize how much more excited you get when you see a demo. Like, your brain just lights up, you know? You can just tell how excited you are. But here's the demo now. Is it going to find the fishing ships and the villagers? It's kind of the only place to go. This actually was a pretty bad demo, all things considered. He also lost his fire galley, too.
Yep. He was trying to get in between the fire galley and the shoreline, so the villager would come to repair it and he'd get the double. But then he went for the fish, and I think he looked away at the last second. And his demos do, kind of ran into a unit that he didn't want it to run into.
Well, I mean, he's got some level of paranoia right now because he knows scouts should be coming out. He hasn't actually seen the stable yet, and he hasn't seen more than one scout, but there should be scouts on the way, and he's left his villagers.
For Jordan. Yeah.
Dave, this to me, week 4 comes down to lack of experience. You haven't
nice
been punished.
Block with the fishing ship, though.
Oh! The villager's going to die, and Barles will be happy with that, but the other villagers should die as well here. Jordan will be down 3 villagers. A very sloppy start to the series here. An amazing start for Barles, if he could chase down that villager, that is.
Jordan's going to get to that choke point and try and wall it, but he doesn't have enough time. You should have walled it earlier, my friend. Okay, the spearman's chasing him away. He's fine. He'll take the trail through the forest and get back home. So 2 villagers dead.
Yeah, 2 villagers dead, and you have the potential to kill your opponent's fish. You are completely walled, right? You have 4 fishing ships at home. There's more positives than I thought there would be for Jordan here. There is a hole.
Completely walled, Tristan. There's a hole at the top there, but I mean, Barles will click through, and he will find that. And
the timing here is going to be so crucial.
Oh, nice blacksmith, Jordan. He saw it, dude. He saw it.
Wow.
Good job.
Yeah, that was great heads-up play. At the same time, by the way, Barles still defending very nicely on water. It's a 7-4 KD. He kills another fire galley, so...
Demo coming.
He did lose fishing ships, I guess, and we missed that. So he hasn't been able to take as much food, but the one salmon on the right of Barles' pond is very deceiving. That's just 1 food right there. It looks like 250, but it's just 1 somehow. And then the one to the left is 37, and I guess the one way off to the left is 225. So that is where Jordan's benefiting, is just not allowing Barles to take that. But it's not too bad. We do see a market for Barles, which I think shows that he's concerned he won't have the food to click up normally. And that is wood investment into that, and maybe not the range, which he might want right now. But overall, I think this goes castle, and I like how Jordan's scouting with the scout to see where Barles might have vulnerabilities.
But he's going to tell that Barles is fully walled on that side. Barles will get the walls up. And Barles is a dangerous player when he has full walls. But so is Jordan, to be fair.
Yep.
Like, actually kind of similar, these 2 guys, where they want to get to the later stages of the game, right? They want to have a safe eco behind and not have to worry about raids. And then try and build up their late game composition. Jordan's a master at that.
I've been really impressed with how Barles has defended his pond. I know that at the end of the day, he's collected less on his pond because of Jordan's aggression, but Jordan's made like 3 demos here and multiple fire galleys, and still there's fishing ships working, and Jordan would have wanted to take the pond right away, right? Invest as little as possible for the greatest reward, and that just hasn't happened.
No secrets here for Jordan either. He builds the ranges right up against the wall. So Barles, if he scouts that, will know exactly what Jordan is going to do. And he already sees the 1 range there, of course. And both players on the way to the Castle Age. But Barles has a little bit more map control here with 6 scouts and a 7th one even coming out.
Yeah, I think so. Right now, if you want to go Cav Archers, you're concerned that as you're trying to mass them, crossbowmen show up and hit your woodline and hit your gold. So Barles, I think, has switched game plans. This is a sneaky little move that JorDan might not expect. He's just adding additional scouts. He's still going to get another attack upgrade when he gets to the next stage due to being Magyars. And what he wants is for JorDan to move out, like right now, and be on his way. If he could catch those, if he could kill those 5 archers, that would mean that the Cav Archer transition is really smooth for him. If he doesn't catch those, or if JorDan notices it and is patient, then the crossbowman window could still do something. This has been a really nice game so far, though. And again, every win matters, and this group is the most intense group, the most competitive group we've had in Platinum. So the fact that Barles with a win today could maybe have dreams of even first place is pretty wild to me, and currently he's tied for 3rd or 4th place. But I think the additional scouts, they're probably not going to do anything against the archers now if JorDan moves forward with spears and upgrades.
It's going to be tough to get damage in with Cav Archers here. JorDan's already like fully walled. He's going to have to wait till he stretches out.
Yeah.
And crossbow versus Cav Archer early. Crossbow is pretty good because they have the range advantage. But JorDan not getting the upgrades right away. He's just kind of massing his units. He's going for a TC on the wood lines there.
Yeah.
And just chilling.
Yeah, seriously. And this will give Barles some time. He was making the CA. And he's not really looking with the scouts, which is surprising to me. Like, right now, if JorDan was moving forward, JorDan could find some kills. He's just attacking houses at the moment. So maybe it's possible that Barles thinks that this is Cav Archers from JorDan. Because he never saw the flag on the range.
The archers.
Yeah. I think this is honestly something that we would have expected Barles to scout. And he has not done so. So JorDan's gotten opportunities here. Town Watch isn't in either, so the vision's still a little awkward for Barles. I could see him getting surprised.
He's going to find the crossbows with his knight here.
Yeah. See. JorDan just now getting bodkin. I mean, JorDan's been really late there. The Spearman and the Fire Galley actually did pretty good job on JorDan's pawn to defend. And JorDan heading to the right side. This is interesting timing. This is where there's Golden Stone that players could expand to. But Barles is actually over on the left side. Can you imagine if JorDan went the other way?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Well, if he was even just a little bit active with his army, right? Or scouting that area, he could have found it. But Barles is going to lose a Cav Archer right away. Might lose the second one here, and it's always difficult against crossbows to get these masked up. We saw it yesterday, Dogao against Valessa. Dogao lost like 4 Cav Archers for free against crossbows because he just kept running into them as they were produced, right? And that's what the forward pressure gives you. But eventually, with the Magyars, he got him masked up. And then it was very, very dangerous. JorDan will come over now, find the gold on this side. So there's a target for him. And it's a little bit awkward there for Barles because the TC's on the wrong side to defend against those.
A really good position economically right now for JorDan, who will be on 3 TCs. He's had no problems at home. He will have his town center up on the Golden Stone as well. The issue here is long-term army composition. Yes, crossbowmen have had their window, but Cav Archers are superior in the long run. It's just, they're not cheaper, right? This is where, obviously, I know players wouldn't actually want the Huns because of no house walling. But, like, if you had cheap Cav Archers, you'd be up to 15 already, right? It's only 6 for Barles, and he's been kind of stretched economically. He's still only on 2 town centers, so he'll fall way behind in villagers. And JorDan's just going to fall back. And I like this, because if your economy gets, grows and grows and grows, you could even combine Elite Skirm, or maybe some siege with your crossbowmen to hold against the Cav Archer play.
You don't need to push here if you're JorDan. You have the better eco. You know you have the better eco, likely, even with the villagers you lost earlier. Because your opponent's spending a lot of res on units, and you're fully walled at home, so you don't really worry about the mobility of those Cav Archers either.
I think you hold to these hill. I mean, I like the fact he's moving forward now that he has a larger group. But if you are going to play defensive and place any castles or towers defensively eventually, you just want to control the little hills. I don't know how to describe them. Little crescents.
You're going to boom up, though, JorDan. Please get your eco upgrades. He
really
delayed before. Oh, God. Barles running right into the army from JorDan. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 Cav Archers. 3 Cav Archers.
That's
lucky to get out of that with that many units.
That's brutal. It really feels as though Barles has struggled with Castle Age thus far. Everything looked pretty smooth in Feudal Age, but just hasn't been as aware with his armies. And he was looking at home to add the university to maybe consider ballistics, but ballistics for 9 Cav Archers right now, it doesn't seem that like powerful to have the ballistics upgrade at the moment.
So what you got to do is wall between the barracks and the woodline and keep a demo in the dock.
Oh, yeah. Dude. Yeah, you're not kidding, though. Like, you're not kidding. I think players should utilize demos a little bit more frequently here, but then again, I think JorDan, having played one too many games with Viper in practice,
like
I'm sure.
Yeah,
like Viper and Tato. I think
yeah.
Jordan's not going to go near the dock. Some players still just run right by docks in these situations.
Well, the thing is, if you keep a flag on that dock, you don't even have to full wall there.
Yeah.
He will never go in that direction, right? He will always go to the right side or the far left of your TC. So at least you can like control, even if you're not getting the big demo, you can control the movements of your opponent.
Look at this TC from Barles. He's going to get a couple Vil picks. This is really nice because he could just try and react to JorDan and probably lose his whole army. So he's been patient. But that TC is going up in an area where you would think JorDan would maybe control it. So that's something that could surprise JorDan later.
Barles also trying to clear up the reinforcements from JorDan. He already has ballistics, right? So if he ever gets in here, he can snipe some Vils, and both players are heavily on stone. Barles just pulling off some villagers now, making another mining camp there, and he's at 350. JorDan at 300 right now. So they're both thinking about a castle, and I think they're both thinking about castle in similar spots, right? Somewhere on those two hills. At the front of JorDan's base. Maybe the hill beside Barles' TC over there.
There might be more urgency from JorDan because he feels the Japanese get worse as this game goes on. Yeah. So I could actually see him wanting to build a castle directly on a TC he's already noticed from Barles. But I like the awareness from Barles on the right side. He's kept an eye on that, so he knows JorDan has not been able to expand there. He's now going to use the mobility of his cav to pull JorDan away. Also, another stat I like. 46 seconds of TC idle time this whole game from Barles. That's really good. So he was later to the town centers, but he's had really consistent production once he's had them.
He was earlier to the eco upgrades as well. So if like the one thing I love in Capture Age, I've been using it so much, is the percentages for the efficiencies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you can see like gathering time. JorDan is ahead by 40 minutes here. And he had those TCs a lot sooner than Barles did, right? Barles is just now catching up on villagers to JorDan. But Barles has been doing really well, and that's some good micro with the Cav Archers trying to clear up the crossbows. And he's going for a forward siege workshop.
Yeah, this is starting to get a little bit worrying for JorDan, right? We never saw anything beyond crossbow here, and he is kind of building up towards Imp. But we were wondering where he would build a castle. He might try and build a castle directly where there's siege, and Barles continues to ignore that crossbow army from JorDan that has been in his base, and he's just going to run right for the main eco for JorDan.
That's not like you're controlling the gold on the right, sure, but Barles has gold on the left.
Yeah,
there's nothing of value over here for your crossbows to be hitting on that side.
Oh, dude, big moment here.
This is going to be terrible for JorDan if he can't deny this castle.
Big moment. I mean, especially if he's thinking, I need to drop my own castle here right now. What do you do? Like, you can't do it now. You got to hope to build the castle somewhere else. You could lose this whole area. This is the only area you have gold right now if you're JorDan. This is brutal.
Crossbows are coming back across. And, you know, it's not that many villagers for Barles. It's only 6.
True.
He does have another mangonel coming out, and JorDan now goes for a castle behind the castle, kind of, from Barles. He's got the crossbows to support it, so finally they're doing something useful here. And if he gets to Imperial Age and his resources are looking okay, he can potentially tread this down. But the crossbows are just going in from JorDan. 1 villager, 2 villagers, 3 villagers trying to micro against the mangonel. Shots!
It's a risky game to play if you're JorDan, but it's a risk that's maybe worth taking if you can deny the castle. But oh my goodness, his crossbows get flattened and more vills are just on the way from Barles, and the castle's going to go up. JorDan down to 15 crossbows, which is below the number that Barles has with Cav Archers. And you could see what he was trying to do there. He did it because there was only 5 villagers, but Barles, just wise to it, had the proper mangonel numbers, and the repairs were clutch.
JorDan does have 3 ranges constantly producing crossbows, though.
Yeah.
So he's back up to 29 or 21 now. His eco upgrades are looking good. He's got ballistics, and of course he's got this castle up here. And now he's focused on Imperial Age, and we're looking at the resources looking pretty good. He just needs to prevent Barles from doing damage before he gets to Imperial Age.
It's going to be interesting. Barles doesn't see the castle from JorDan yet. If he knew that castle was there, he might think, let's race to Imp. But it's almost good right now that he doesn't think about Imp and he tries to use his army advantage in other ways. Like on the right side, Dave. He knows that Jordan's going to need Golden Stone. He will find those villagers there.
I actually, from Barles, I would not hate for him to make like 4 or 5 Magyar Hussar too. If he suspects that Jordan's going up to Imp.
Yeah, true.
You can dive in, snipe the Trebs, and then you give yourself a little bit of time.
This is wild.
To get to Imperial Age yourself.
Okay, now Barles is going to find out the worst possible way that Jordan has a castle there. He runs into it and will lose
he didn't
army.
know about it. Oh, God.
Yeah, he just found out about it that way. Jordan is going to try and get the right side locked down. And honestly, an opportunity for him. Barles distracted, loses more CA. And Jordan has towered the gold in the middle. So Jordan will have the potential for Trebs. And then Jordan will also have potential to get golden stone on the right side. Jordan could definitely come back here.
In the middle. I mean, Jordan's taking gold in the middle, right?
Yep.
So super solid. And with Japanese, you can always lock this area down with towers, assuming you have stone.
Yeah.
Which he doesn't have right now. He is clearing up the cav archers on the right, fortunately for him. And he's sending all the villagers out there to stone because he's only got 26 in the bank, which is not enough.
What a great job from Jordan to build a castle that was risky in the moment that he did. Now, I like what Barles is doing sitting underneath the tower. But, like, the castle from Jordan is the perfect castle to give him a way back and is what currently a really awkward situation everywhere else.
Nice micro from Jordan with that defensive
Wow.
mangonel. Can he keep it alive? Oh, man. Jordan is just hanging on the edge here. He finally notices the stuff in the middle. Fortunately, even with ballistics, cav archers' accuracy's poo.
You know what? You know it's probably too late. But I actually, it's not too late. Barles is imping. I would like to see Barles with all that food income actually consider some stables being dropped right now. Go for some cav to snipe the Trebs. Because Jordan doesn't have a large army now. Jordan, he's got 13 crossbows now, and he's going to have Trebs. I feel like if you could just get enough light cav out there to snipe the Trebs, just the first initial Trebs, and hold the current position, Jordan's open to cav raids everywhere. Cav raids in the middle.
You go Magyar Hussar, dude. You don't even need stables.
Yeah,
You
that's
just go
true.
Magyar Hussar.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
and then
what I was saying. Like, you buy
faster.
yourself 2 minutes.
Yeah. And it's
He's
what,
making them right
I
now.
think 10 gold for a Magyar Hussar if you don't get Corvinian army, which is fine. It's not a big
it's
deal.
20.
Maybe it is 20.
Isn't it? Yeah. I think the food price goes up when you buy Corvinian, though, right?
I don't know.
It
I
adds
just
that
know
gold
it. I just
cost
know it
onto the
only
food
costs
cost.
food, honestly.
It's 10. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Jordan, the only golden come for him has been in that middle area. And, well, actually, that's incorrect. On the right side now, where Barles is over here. Barles is showing that he has more army, right? You could just see it's so obvious. Jordan has to protect his Trebs. If Jordan doesn't protect his Trebs, though, it's because he's sending his crossbowmen to deal with some of these other things. He's got so many things to deal with. And Barles has been patient here, Dave. He sees that Treb right now. He is making Magyar Hussars. I'd prefer a little bit more patience from Barles. Wait till you've got like 8 of them before you move in. And he's happily repairing that castle at the moment. He'll kill a monk on the right side. This is crazy.
You can't move in when the crossbows are there, though.
Yeah, true.
You got to time it perfectly, right? He's got 5, and suddenly the crossbows are back, and I don't think 5 is going to kill both those Trebs. You have to be tracking where that army is from Jordan. Barles is just playing this as you would play, like, the Huns, right? But with Magyars, where he's just kind of attacking on 3 different areas. Jordan trying to focus one area. He wants to fight in a center spot with a castle to protect him. And now he's got all of his crossbows hanging around here.
He will only have 1 armor upgrade for the Magyar Hussar. They will not be elite. So it's not that impressive, but the Cav Archer mass is still there. I mean, I guess it's only 15, but just finding so much value here. Jordan's lost 32 villagers, and Jordan knows that something is coming here soon next to this castle. He cannot leave. He has to stay, and let's see. Barles has 10. He just wants the Trebs. Here he goes. These things are beautiful. Those Trebs are gone.
Best looking unit in the game. Yeah, they're dead.
Yeah, those Trebs are gone, and then you can just run back. You don't even need to use them against the crossbows if you don't want to. You just wanted to make sure that your castle would stand and that you could hold this position. Jordan's still alive, Dave, but it feels like barely.
Look at the wood line at the back of Jordan's base, right?
Yeah.
Like, so many villagers dead. The Cav Archers have been raiding there constantly. They're finally cleared up, but I think he had to buy stone for that tower, too. initially. And now he's got more on stone right now, so he's thinking about a second castle, but another wood line is being harassed. Meanwhile, Barles' defensive castle, 136 villagers and heavy cav archer.
Heavy cav archer, yeah. So now you can conceivably just go back into full CA. And he could play the same game that he did before anytime JorDan makes a trip. Just make enough Magyar Hussars to snipe it. You'll have more upgrades. I think the key, though, is actually go light cav or Hussar so you can raid the right side, because you don't have a castle over there. Maybe he could use his castle on the right side for that, though. And he's going to run into the back of JorDan's base. And yeah, Corvinian army. Magyar cav archers? Magyar Hussar? Oh, I gotta love it from Barles.
It's such a fun comp. It's also such a disgusting comp to play against because it's one of the strongest in the game, especially once recurve bow comes in. These things kill everything.
Barles just ran directly underneath JorDan's TC. He's like, I don't care. And now you're going to have to deal with army in the back of your base. And there is a castle for JorDan on the right side. JorDan still has trebuchets. Barles doesn't have the numbers yet. But JorDan knows, eventually I'm going to lose this game. I'm losing way too much eco. And in a series which is so important for JorDan's survival, JorDan loses the first game to Barles, who honestly looked, apart from the early Castle Age where there was a couple rough moments, he looked so solid, Dave. The fact that he had 40 seconds of TC idle time at one point we looked, the constant army movement, the thought to go for the forward castle, the siege to protect it, everything was just so clinical. And JorDan needs to respond now with a lot more pressure on himself. Holy.
Well, we saw a clear difference between the two stylistically in this game, right? Like, Barles was always looking for damage with his army.
Yeah.
He was splitting it up. He was using the mobility well. And JorDan, like, with the archers, early Castle Age, he waited so long to move out with them. He never found the thing on the TC on the left until it was already up. He was constantly over on the right side where there's nothing.
Yeah.
With, like, 20 crossbows. And even though he got some really good engagements where Barles like basically ran into his army, he wasn't able to take advantage of them because he was never pressuring.
Agreed. And you know, the more I think about it, because we've seen a lot of Spiral games, how many times have we seen only crossbow be the army? It's been a lot of knights. It's been a lot of cav archers.
Dude.
It's been,
camels,
kip checks, camels, step lancers. Like a lot of mobile units is kind of my point. And I think that was kind of the issue for JorDan here is it would take him so long to travel to the next location. And so he wasn't able to deny town centers from Barles like Barles was able to do to him. And Barles wins with the Magyars yet again here on Spiral. He's now up to 6 wins in live standings. JorDan's still at 4 and in the relegation zone. JorDan will have a home map up next, though. So he definitely needs to win this next one.
Frank's kind of a popular pick on this map just because of how consistent they are. Portuguese, you can definitely see the appeal, though. Pushing with just a gold-based army, and especially for the monks. Really, really nice.
Yeah, I wonder, and I'm seeing it now, it's a little late hopping into the game. They are very close together. I wonder which civilization benefits from them being close. I would say maybe the Franks, because the Franks always have that period where it's like, okay, I've made scouts and I've made knights, and they figured me out now. This is going late game. What do I do? So maybe that could be better for JorDan, who might be on a more one-sided composition here.
I think in Feudal Age, it probably benefits the Franks. In Castle Age, I'd like to stay as far away from those Portuguese monks as I possibly could.
Yep.
Especially in the hands of a guy like Barles. But we'll see. I mean, it also depends on how fast they scout each other, right? Are they going to go for a drush attempt, or is it going to just be into Feudal? I think if Barles knew JorDan was so close, maybe he tries for the drush.
Well, I do have a prediction. When they do end up scouting for each other, they're going to completely miss each other because of being this close. They're going to go, we're going to see Barles probably go over to the east, and then JorDan's going to go to the north. So and it's also hard on this map to see a gold and say, okay, my opponent's there, because there's gold everywhere, right?
Well, one good thing about this map is the desert terrain or the dirt terrain is not your opponent.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So you just have to follow the edges of that until you find a consistently open grassy area, and then you'll find him.
It's still tricky though, because then there's some dried areas of grass.
Yeah.
So it's not easy. But I expect Barles to play the scout game here. Portuguese have really solid economy for a scout build. Getting the additional wood from your berries feels very smooth. So both civs actually having a berry bonus. It is a wood berry bonus for Portuguese, but still a bonus that comes from the berries. And I think we need to repeat the stakes here. Like, if JorDan gets 3-0'd, even if he 3-0's land, if that even happens in the final round.
It's got like a 7% chance of staying up. Yeah.
Like, JorDan could 100% be relegated even off a 2-1 loss. If everyone else is getting wins in the group, it could be massive. So JorDan needs to get a win here and then hopefully spin that into a win in game number 3, or we have another big name relegated out of Platinum.
Barles is looking currently for JorDan, and he's gone the wrong direction.
It would be funny if they find each other, though. I mean, Barles should have never gone that way to find JorDan in the first place, to the north.
Nope, just passing. They're fine. They don't know. JorDan doesn't know either.
Yeah.
He's looking.
JorDan...
Does he go up north now? Does he go up north now? You see all this grass over here, no dead area, and he sees a villager. Perfect.
Okay.
I think he was following the grass, honestly.
Maybe. Well, he runs right into the TC.
It's fine. He's alive. It's okay.
We'll follow the grass right into the town center fire there. And yeah, there goes Barles looking. It will also be confusing for Barles because as a player here, you have seen that JorDan has come from the east. So you think that JorDan has come from his base, right? So that'll add some further confusion. The positive thing here is that with these civs, they're almost always going scouts. So you don't really even have to have paranoia now that there's going to be militia or anything showing up because you're just playing so far away from your own bonuses if you're going militia with the Franks that players would just not do that.
So take a look at the wood lines for both of them. I think it's actually pretty good for graveyards. Sometimes you just get a map with like one wood line.
Yeah, it's tricky.
It's just brutal, right? But it looks okay for both of them. I mean, it's not super wallable. We can already see where JorDan wants to wall across the front side of his base. For Barles, walling to the TC probably also an option, and you can kind of see a basic outline of how that would work as he goes for his stable, and he's up. I mean, probably a scout faster than JorDan if you're looking at units produced. So he's going to have a little bit of an advantage here. Does have enough resources to get a spearman out and to get the wood upgrade, but will be heavily relying on those berries to pull him in some food and won't be getting that farm upgrade just yet.
Yeah, might just skip horse collar. I think on 18 pop, you just got to skip it.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Unless you're Franks, and then you get it for free.
Yep.
But he went up 19 population, JorDan.
I think berries being forward is something that Barles initially saw as a positive when he saw JorDan's base, but JorDan ready to protect it. And kind of an interesting moment there. It's past now, but Barles actually pulled his scout back because he was in Feudal Age faster. He was desperately looking for more hits on JorDan's scout, wasn't able to find it. Not the first time we've seen this play in a scout war, Dave. Just a couple spearmen with the scouts to apply pressure. His players won't have archers versus spears now, so you go spear v spear, and JorDan's exposed with villagers here. Like, really out of position with this guy. But that villager should be able to survive still, as long as it gets pulled back to the TC here.
Yeah, JorDan's doing perfectly fine job to defend here. And behind this, I mean, he's just slowly adding in his walls, right? One house at a time.
Yeah, sorry, just as he was doing that, he did take a hit to his scouts. So in terms of HP right now, the spears are looking better for Barles. The scouts are looking better for Barles. But it's all right next to JorDan's production buildings. And you could try and be aggressive like this. You look away for a second. You take one bad fight, and everything falls apart with this type of push. So not easy to do if you're Barles.
A little bit of a spearman advantage here for Barles, but JorDan sends a villager in. Barles will find the weak villager from before with his scouts, and he's going to kill that guy.
Yeah, and really well played. Dodges the TC fire as well, and another fast start here for Barles with scouts, and JorDan a little bit rusty, but JorDan looking for damage. Look at the difference, Dave. He shows up to find damage, and Barles has already walled up everything.
Yep.
Wow,
JorDan's
really
trying
impressive.
to go for the big wall,
yeah.
And Barles is just like, I can't do that right now.
Yep.
I'm simply going to send my spears forward, and because my spears are forward and they're not at home in defense, I'm going to go for the small walls. Can't get damage if he goes for a counterattack, and then I'll make a couple extra spears to help defend myself at home as JorDan loses another spear to the TC. And the KD right now is 4-2. Barles has only killed one additional villager, but he might snag another one because she's all alone over there.
She is. And Barles, it's funny, Barles didn't see the vill, he saw the palisade wall. So really lucky for Jordan, because Jordan's completely forgotten about that villager. Not checking idols at this stage is a bit of a surprise for me. And actually, he does do that now. I mean, Barles is going to be so unfortunate if he doesn't see her. He seems to be thinking about it.
Dun-na, 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 dun-na. Yeah, she's dead.
That should be another Vild. Now, you got to block with one of them and then attack with the other. Jordan's trying his quick walling here. He really would love this quick wall to happen. It's not going to happen.
This is a BF player right here, Tristan. He's not letting a villager go. Not like that.
Oh, Dave, and then Barles is in on the other side. The Spearman goes down and another villager exposed. And Jordan, who needs wins here today, or he could be relegated, is down 3 villagers and a perfect start for Barles. His farming eco is fantastic. He's going to have 11 farms. He's transitioning to gold to go archers with his scouts. This looks far from Jordan's home map. This feels like a Barles home map with how Barles is playing this.
Yeah. I mean, Barles is just playing super consistent here. He's being aggressive. He's taking the initiative. And Jordan, I mean, it's clear he had a plan. He was going to go scouts and then big wall.
Yep.
Right? And he thought that Barles was going to play a little bit more passively against him. And when you try and big wall like this and you're not keeping track of every single villager in your economy, you're going to get super punished.
Yeah, and the thing is, guys, Barles used to play more defensive. He used to play like Jordan's trying to play right now. But over the past year and a half, he's really upped his game when it comes to aggressive strategies. And then he also has the potential arena or Black Forest type strategies available, which is obviously huge for him.
Look at him continue to add scouts, and now he's adding archers as well.
Oh, is he going to notice?
Take care of the spearmen.
Is he going to notice that area? He had already queued the walls. Jordan's into the wood line. Jordan needed something. He's got it.
Oh, boy.
And Barles
huge
is going to lose a lot here, Dave. Those are Frank scouts. He's choosing to fight for now. And he's hoping to at least kill all these scouts because the spears are on the way. But big fines for Jordan there. It's just, can he escape, actually?
It's full reset on the villagers here. Another villager goes down, so Jordan's actually ahead 4-3.
Yeah.
And that's because Barles didn't finish those walls over there, but at least he kills the entire army.
Yeah.
The scouts aren't able to escape. He made sure that he sacrificed those villas to finish those palisade walls. And he brought the spearmen in. And Barles is still looking to be in a pretty good space economically, especially with the archers coming out. And Jordan suddenly has nothing to defend.
Yeah, he's got nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
What a great play. Obviously, that was a big highlight for Jordan. But the fact that Barles trapped the scouts in there so they would die was massive. Honestly, if Barles would have gone to the left with these archers, I know he just killed a Vill, but if he could just get in here with the archers, Jordan is dead. Like, Jordan is completely dead.
The house, let the archers in. No, he can't. TC is firing, but the scouts are still here, and like Jordan's trying to recoup his scout numbers here.
Don't do it, Barles.
From Barles.
Don't do it, or do it. I can't tell which.
He's doing it.
He's doing it. Oh, and that's huge. He does get through. Again, the aggression, the consistency behind it for Barles. Now the Spearman defense is just not going to cut it for Jordan, who has to make more scouts now. Nervous moments for Jordan, and maybe for Barles too, Dave, because he could go tied for top of the group if he 3-0s today, right?
And you get way more nervous when you're about to win something.
Yep.
And you can potentially throw, right? And he's feeling good right now. I think after that moment, he's never going to listen to you again when you told him not to go through. This has been pretty good here.
Yeah.
It could have been better if he was microing, but look at his resources. He's about to click up, Tristan.
Oh man. Okay, so let's talk positives for Jordan. Positive is he's going to get those big walls down now. So that's good. So he should be able to complete those big walls.
He's had horse color this entire time.
Correct. He's going to have good food and good gold count. The problem for him is, can he survive against the faster castle age from Barles? Barles is balanced out his own eco pretty nicely. I was worried about the wood eco after he lost so many lumberjacks, but he's corrected that. And we'll have 5 archers, but those archers should have nowhere to go because you'd have to run through the TC. And I said don't do it before because I thought Jordan would get the kills there, but obviously Jordan wasn't able to get the kills, and Jordan could lose a villager here against the archers. And that feels like something he could have just avoided.
Castle Age on the way for Jordan. And don't do it, Barles. Listen to me. Don't listen to this guy, okay? Don't do it.
I like the patience from Barles now where he just says, fine, I'll attack your farms. JorDan has clicked up. JorDan will be 70 seconds away from the castle age. That's a lot of his farming eco he can't utilize, though.
Just sit there with your archers. Exactly. You're denying what? 7 farms there?
Yep.
It's crazy.
And JorDan having to add a range, and we talked about the Franks when things go according to their plan. Stable units and eco. Well, now you're going into skirms, and when the Portuguese also have cheaper knights, everything they make with gold is so cheap. It does begin to make you think, can JorDan handle this?
Do you come forward with monasteries here if you're Barles?
Nah, you
just
boom.
put like insane pressure? Okay.
Nah, because like I already saw his villagers being pulled to the wood line, so I assume he's going to drop a TC. But I think crossbow with 1 knight puts JorDan under so much pressure that you just go in towards the eco approach here. And but old Barles would maybe have done that, Dave. And then,
I mean, against Franks, if you have crossbows and spearmen, it's gonna be really tough for them to deal with that.
Yep.
But I mean, Barles doesn't have enough on gold. He definitely needs to secure another gold too, and he's actually gone out to the stone.
Interesting.
With that TC, and he's only building with 1 villager. The other ones are kind of confused, trying to get through to build, but the spearman is saying no, you can't come through here.
Yeah, that is just path. That is current patch pathing for you. Oh my god. What is that? What is that? How can nobody move? How does the spearman should?
There's simply no room, Tristan. All right, you just need to understand.
I
There's
don't
simply no
understand
space.
how bad the pathing is there. Oh my god. Well, Barles went through with the knight while we were looking at the villagers standing around, and the knight probably won't find kills. Could. And the crossbow number is at 9, so it's not the craziest. JorDan's going to have monks. He still has some skirms, which could get some kills, and he's going to have knights. So JorDan, I think, is actually kind of okay. But Barles has been so patient.
Though. He doesn't have the elite upgrade, and he's trying to just push these away with non-elite skirmishers.
Yep.
With no armor, so good luck.
Yeah, and now it just comes down to the knight numbers. I love the TC position there from Barles on the forward gold. I also love how JorDan's trying to utilize that scout there to maybe kill some monks. So it's important that JorDan keeps those scouts alive right now. But we're seeing extreme patience here from Barles, who now sees the knights from JorDan and is concerned. And that's a lot of knights.
Mm-hmm.
That is too many knights for the group on the right to deal with. So Barles will fight with the spears. He does forget to shoot at one point, probably a misclick. And you start to see him fall back a little bit. And this is where that monk is needed.
Yeah, he's got a monk now, so that can change. If you snipe the scout, that would be important. I missed the shots, damn, dude. Sniping that scout would be huge. But JorDan, with a lot of knights on the field currently, I don't know if he can keep up production. He's only got 4 on gold. The farms were cut off for a very long time, and now he's adding a siege workshop too. Yeah. So it's about to get a little rough for JorDan, especially against 3 TC. Like, he needs to be doing damage.
This has reached a point, though, where you're pretty much just making crossbow monk if you're Barles and spending all your food on vills. So if JorDan could get 1 or 2 big siege shots, siege can take care of all the crossbows. Siege can also contribute against the monks. Yes, Portuguese get redemption. That's an option, but that is expensive, and it's not going to be so easy to deal with that on the front if you've got knights from JorDan looping around to the back here too. So.
Good response from Barles right away. As soon as he saw those knights, I think he was looking over there, expecting them to come in.
Yeah.
I just wonder, how is he going to defend this side while also trying to push the front? Because that's going to be a constant distraction. Maybe you could put some small walls up there, maybe bring a few monks over, but you got to be paying attention.
I think Barles should be really careful on the relic situation. And by that, I mean, you are so far ahead. He might not know this, right? But he's so far ahead that getting like 6, 7 relics shouldn't even be your priority. Sure, get the ones that are close if you have a moment, but keep your monks alive to convert knights. That's the most important thing right now.
Barles, I mean, he has 22 on gold, Tristan. He might just be going for Sanctity Redemption.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
his monastery is 3 monks in queue, and he still has 300 gold.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't see the siege workshop, but he knows, like, monks against knights, good. And then if you have the crossbows to support against any light cav that might be coming in from JorDan, and he does have 5 light cav. If you have crossbows and a few spears, you can protect your monks too. And there's Sanctity right there. Still got 24 on gold. He's got 6 on stone now too.
Dude,
So
Jordan,
he could consider a castle soon, maybe.
absolutely, absolutely, Dave. But Jordan's got Light Cav out. He knows about the TC. And Barles is still distracted with the Knights. The Light Cav go through and kill 2 monks right before Sanctity. And this is all before Siege shows up. The Vil difference is what, like 20? There's 20 Vils on that forward town center. That is a huge target for Jordan. He's been extremely patient. This is rare. Normally players use the Siege right away. He's not doing it just yet because he doesn't think Barles knows. Barles does defend in the back. So well played to him. But Jordan, you've got to get going here, dude. You've got to take this TC out quickly.
Look at the gold from Barles. He could buy a castle and put it on the front. If Jordan's not there in time,
Yeah.
could be really bad. Or he could get redemption too.
It's funny, as you say that, market's going up. Yeah. So he'll be able to buy it. And I think that would be it. But, like,
there's so many mangonels.
there's so much coming, Dave. And it's +2 armor. There's only 20 crossbows, and they're all split up. Oh, Jordan attacks a villager, so now Barles knows. And there's redemption.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
If he gets redemption, if he has the monks, then he can place the castle foundation, and Jordan might feel like he needs
He has 2 monks.
Force the fight.
Where are the monks right now? Okay, they're coming over.
Coming back across.
Barles clicked to the siege.
Are not doing the greatest.
Did
here.
he drop?
Oh my! What?
No, he's here.
No.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
Just
be rude. It didn't mean to be rude. It just...
It's a Nilly moment right there. You hear? No, just bad.
Oh, man. Dave, Jordan needs this win desperately. He's gone full army, full knights, full siege, full light cav. He's just going to sacrifice light cav for the monks. He will get the kills, which means the TC will probably go down. There's more monks in queue for Barles, but he can't use redemption right now.
Yep.
Also, no castle yet
going
for
down
Barles.
on the right side for Barles as well. Jordan's just raiding with a couple knights there.
Yeah.
It's really nice. And look at all the repairs coming in. Barles, he needed that second monastery so much faster, and he's forced to come back from this fight. And you were telling us about how many villagers are near that TC. So many go down.
Yeah, and Jordan, he could continue this further, right? He could take the next TC, and anytime, like, if Barles tries to send knights out, Jordan has monks prepared. So the monks just weren't in position. And Jordan's done an amazing job to bring this back. It looked so rough in Feudal Age. But I guess the saying, like, form is temporary, class is permanent. This is now the class from Jordan finally showing up in Castle Age.
You have to remember, though, he still is 1 TC.
Yeah.
And Barles will have enough for a castle. He's going to place that castle defensively. And he has redemption. He's got Sanctity monks. This can switch so quickly, right? Jordan actually deleting a monk that was being converted at the back, and he's going to snag that monk.
Ooh.
No, he gets converted. Oh, my God.
But, I mean, Monk's going to die. The other monk from Barles that was in the monastery goes down. The relics are now gone. Jordan can snag those. The efficiency overall this whole game has been much greater for Jordan. Res collected can't be that bad for him. I'm actually just going to check that. Res collected is close enough for me to be happy for Jordan's position. As Barles has got to stabilize this, Dave, and I just keep thinking, what's his army comp? He has 9 monks in queue. He's just going for more monks.
It's just monk.
Yeah,
it's just monk. And you have almost enough stone for a castle. Like, if you get a good fight here and Jordan is wiped, you're going to do really well on the pushback, especially if you have a potential castle. But Jordan is now adding 2 TCs behind. There's a knight from Barles that's actually running into the eco, and that could be really... Look at the wood eco from Jordan in the back corner of his base. Oh, my God.
I want to check it, but there's so many monks trying to get conversions. One of the mangonel got converted. Jordan is dove with his knights. The siege is kind of being cleared up, which is good for Barles, but there's still so many knights and so many villagers to be found on the wood line here. Oh, man.
More monks coming out, though, at all times, though.
Yeah.
It's only 1 mangonel left, but
the light cav
diving in. The knights from Barles are diving in for the monks from Jordan. Jordan gets a conversion. The light cav are down. The knights are now raiding his disgusting wood line, and the knight is at the back, Tristan, in Jordan's disgusting wood line. You can look now.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can. Oh, geez. But Dave, I mean, after everything that's happened, Barles still has a villager lead. Jordan has no siege. Barles could just breathe a little bit here and stabilize. I think he's got the lead again. I think.
Barles killed 7 villagers with that knight.
Oh,
He's
that's
gonna
so
kill
good.
an 8th, I think.
And
Yeah.
and that is something he never really looked at. He just clicked it there. And it feels like a simple action to do that. But I'm sure there was temptation to use the knight in the main fight, and that accomplished a lot.
You force your enemy to make mistakes if you do stuff like that,
Yep.
right? And
Wow.
JorDan, he's gonna get all his eco sorted at the back here. He's at 64 villagers. But Barles now 2 castles to defend, 4 monks in the queue, knights chasing away the knights from JorDan, and we're looking at the army count from JorDan. It is not enough to push.
And I do have to say, though, fantastic job from JorDan to try and even out this game. That was sick.
Yep.
He killed 42 vills. He took out 1 town center. He killed probably 10 plus monks with light cav. And it felt like the light cav had to be in position every time. They were. But great job with the consistency from Barles, too, at the same time, right? Like, this guy got a big eco lead. He somehow held it despite losing that many vills. And he's got organs and crossbows and monk stout. Really difficult for JorDan to engage with just knights.
Look at where Barles is walling. He's going to secure the stone, the gold at the back there. No raiding potential on that side.
Yep.
JorDan can't really come in from the other side either. And Barles could even make an argument for, like, walling up to the left edge of the map, too. And just taking so much res control over there in the corner.
This is Tourney Age of Empires, right? Like, this is the stone walls, the double house walling, playing as safe as possible. And JorDan's exposed, and knights are going to run into his eco, but he does react right away. Actually had a monk there. The monk will aim to get a conversion and hops inside the TC first. The knights
Scared.
just clicked through
He would have
from
got
Barles.
that for sure. Scared. Yeah.
I would be scared if I were JorDan right now because organ guns and monks could be devastating. But I don't know if I like the position for Barles. I don't know if he's ready to fight this, Dave.
Now you go after the light cav with your organs. 2 of them go down. That one's going to go down soon. The conversions are coming in. And yeah, he was not ready to fight that because I don't think he had his monks control grouped.
No, he had like the organs and the crossbows kind of split up.
That looked like
It's
a
still
Cloud 90 fight right there. With
No,
the
not
monks.
even, dude. I'd get 1 conversion there, and I would not win this fight still. And he's still gonna take a not a good fight. I take it all back. And JorDan still alive in this game. 10 villagers behind after that clear up. JorDan will drop a castle in the front of his base. He clears up a bunch of organs behind this, and there's a really good shot for JorDan to win this game still.
Yep.
A horrible
knight
fight for
in
Barles
the
there.
back. Another knight in the back of his base. The monk is healing up the vills instead of converting the knight. You got to get your priorities straight, bro.
I wonder, actually, I think if Barles were to click the monk. Oh. Okay, monk goes down. Knight's going to die as well anyways.
Nice.
This has been
This is
sloppy.
a messy game. This is like, it was so clean early for Barles. And then JorDan just made it so messy.
Yep.
And now Barles is making it messy for JorDan with these random raids and all the monks that JorDan has to deal with. And JorDan, honestly, resources looking good. Look at that, 41 on food.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I think JorDan, if you look at the units that Barles is making, I think JorDan can actually get away with Light Cav Knight for a while longer. Because, yeah, okay,
Yep.
Pikeman's coming out, Monk's coming out. All those things should be bad. But clearly JorDan's ability to use the Cav is catching Barles by surprise. So if he could get into the back somehow, there's a bit of an overchop. Start some raids there, then use a couple Light Cav to kill a couple monks. Knights are strong enough to beat Pikeman in a
Where
1v1 fight.
Is
You can
Barles going
find
with
the
this?
fights. It would be so good. That's a very good question. This is such a weird
Are
moment
they
in the
both
game.
going out to that same hill over on the right side? I mean, if Barles gets a castle there, he's effectively locking JorDan in this corner, but it just seems so weird for a
Yeah.
position. It seems like he's coming forward instead.
I think Barles wants the hill
Yeah,
right next
yeah.
to JorDan's imp TC,
Yep.
actually. But this is what I mean. Like, this is still a really awkward army for Barles to micro. It's all split up, and more monks are going to die, and I think JorDan can deny this castle. The knights swoop in on the other side, and Barles just doesn't have all the numbers together. And JorDan killed like 4 monks. 4 of the 5 monks there, Dave. JorDan will win this fight. JorDan will definitely win this fight.
Pikeman coming in, conversions coming in as
Ooh.
well. More pikemen from behind make this a little bit questionable here for JorDan, and he's going to have to reevaluate taking this one. I think he's going to have to run now.
Yeah.
But at least he denied that castle foundation on the hill. It's only at 150 HP.
Yeah, that's
If
that's
Jordan
true.
garrisons in that TC and then
Ooh,
attacks with
God.
the Bills, he could deny it. But Barles is coming in again.
Now whose castle gets denied this time? A monk goes down for Jordan this time. There's still more monks for
needs a
Barles
monk
to get
to deny
conversions.
To stall
Barles,
this
you got to
out. Does it
cancel
have
your
any
castle.
faith?
Just back it up,
He's
dude.
just getting faith back on the monk now, dude. He's just getting faith back on the monk if he wants to stall this out.
Yeah, you don't build that
He
castle.
denies it.
That castle
Okay.
needs to be relocated. You got to save your pikes as well. Pikes are trying to get out of here. This castle could still be denied. There's not a lot of villagers here. Jordan still has knights. Their knights are almost all fully upgraded. The monks for Barles become so important now. Barles is also on the way to Imp. And
That's a silly castle. That's just...
I don't
yeah.
want to go home. I was sent here to do
Yeah.
a job castle for these villagers, but that's not going to happen. There's just no way.
No, you got to cancel that one. I do like the fact that Barles is expanding now and he's going for some more outposts around the map.
Agreed.
They definitely need to secure the left side. Like a castle on the left side would be so much more useful than that forward one there.
Yeah.
Just to secure it and make sure
So-
that Jordan doesn't have access to those resources.
I mean, I guess it's a positive. Jordan's army has only been at home, and that now you have stone to build a castle on the left side, right? So, like, that's not too bad. But, you know, Barles is just taking some bad engagements, and Jordan, he has the easier job because he's just making one type of unit. He's not trying to go for different focuses on upgrades or whatever, and it's also a mobile unit.
Yep.
So-
Once Halb comes in, he's going to have some struggles, though.
Yeah, I think chemistry needed to be clicked immediately from Jordan, but he is making a couple axemen, which gets me kind of excited here that we could see Cavalier axemen, which is so rare with the Franks. What a nervy game. And to anyone, and I know there's a few people out there that are just like, oh, that's a questionable decision. What's happening? Did you see Castle Age? Did you see what happened in Castle Age? It's just like a nervy game where the stakes are extremely high. If Jordan loses this game and even wins the next one, he still might be relegated. And Barles has a chance to, you know, he's fighting for survival, but he has a chance to maybe even get first in this group.
Yep.
So that's what it is.
Jordan's
It's the
going
moment.
Axeman Paladin.
Oh, it's
ideally.
so sick.
That's such a
ideally.
sick comp, but I feel like Portuguese do have the tools to defend against that. Barles will need to be super sharp, though, because Axemen are more powerful once they're fully upgraded than you might think. They're really solid unit.
I mean, the main reason you don't see Axeman Cav combined is Jordan takes a really poor fight against Pikes. Maybe he's trying to take the fight before the Halb upgrade, but I think he just forgot.
Burp. Yeah.
The reason you don't normally see it is because of the cost of gold. This is graveyards, though, and there's gold, like, everywhere.
And Jordan is picking up another relic.
Yeah.
Barles was only able to pick up 2 so far. He's got one in his eco and another one in the middle he could grab.
Also, Barles is going to have these forward production buildings on the side, and he's going to try and raid with Halbs. Jordan, he saw the Halbs. I think he senses something's up, and he's just going to castle there. It's a bit weird to place a castle to defend from Halb raids, but I think it just makes it easier for you to play the rest of the game if you just lock down that side.
It's so strange to me. They're both like locking down the right side, and they're putting emphasis on the right side. The left side has the most resources on the map.
Yeah,
and neither one of them has been interested in that at all at any point this game.
Well, I mean, Jordan just took a relic from there. I guess it's just like a smaller area, but if anything, getting a castle down there would protect more of it
going
then.
for it. Yeah, that's a smart move from Jordan to move out there first. Barles will see the Vills, though. He's got the outpost there. And, well, we are going into the late game here, folks. So we get to start theory crafting about Portuguese against Franks. Late game compositions.
I think in terms of cost, Halb Arbalest with Portuguese is much more realistic in a normal game. Again, this is graveyards.
That castle's not going up.
No, it's not, Dave. It's not. And Jordan has failed to have any real type of push to threaten Barles. So Barles has the potential to come over here and do this instead of having to pay attention to his base. And yeah, not only is that not going up, but the villagers really have nowhere to run right now except to the very corner. The positive, though, is that they already have their graves paid for. So the plots have already been sorted, and they're going to die right there in that corner, right where they belong.
With the other bodies.
with their generations and generations of villagers.
Yeah, exactly. Here lies Gert, son of Gort.
Well, I really like how persistent Barles is being with these buildings on the right. He's even scouting with the halb in that right corner, Dave. Like, just such a tiny detail gets me so excited. But you should, if you deny this castle, you don't want to have to stand here with your army for much longer. So Barles needs to drop his own here. Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't have the stone yet. He's waiting for it. And he's got quite the army, bro. But it's all on the left side. And Jordan's pushing on the right side now. He's going to move out with a treb. He's going to try and take over the hill on that right side. If he gets that hill, he's got a good position to push into Barles' base. But he's going to have to worry about the push from Barles. Because the push from Barles, if he gets siege behind this, is going to look a whole lot deadlier. As Jordan now clicks the Paladin upgrade.
Well, timing's everything here, right? Like, Jordan will have siege on the right, but it's not that much. It's just 2 trebs, and he's waiting. Barles is going to have siege on the left, but it's a treb 1 bombard cannon, and he's waiting for more. So if there was 5 siege weapons for either player, the other one would probably have to react. I'm thinking, though, that Jordan will have a tougher time at dealing with the army currently, because Barles has stone walls and double castle stacks. So Barles could probably hold a little bit longer.
The thing with Jordan is that he needs a multi-unit composition to defend against this push.
Yeah.
Barles can just defend against this with some helps if the trebs ever break through, right? The trebs, though, are a threat against that castle.
All new helps for Barles will go to this area on the right side. So that will probably happen, and Jordan trying to defend, and bombard cannon moves, but gets sniped anyways.
I warned him. It was that tree.
It's such a horrible thing to happen to you in the game, to lose a bomber cannon to a treb. It sucks so much. Jordan, big eco, Dave. Big eco. He's going to take out the castle. The paladins make it through. There's a lot of eco back there for Barles, so the stone walls were not fully completed. And Jordan's going to try and use the axeman to snipe the treb.
Not going to happen.
It won't
He's
happen.
Going after the bombard cannon.
Yeah.
He's going somewhere. There was a line of axemen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh,
dead.
Man. Dave, I mean, Barles only has 90 vills.
I mean,
he's going to lose a lot more.
A ton of villagers at the back there.
And
Jordan has 62 halberdiers.
If Jordan can now mass something to deal with the trebs and the bombard cannons from Barles, because Barles has had to bring most of his halbs over, could be really good for him. We see bearded axe for Jordan to add the range, and I think it's attack for the axeman. I actually forget. I should know that.
It's just range.
It's just the range. Got it.
Yeah. +1 range.
And Barles is 50 halbs on the field, so axemen are going to be more needed. But 81 villagers for Barles. That is a really low vill count. He's like 70 villagers behind right now.
He's got 4 TCs pumping, and he's got 19 in the queue. And there was 62 helps, so he had enough army to kind of buy himself time to get that villager count up again, but you can see he's super distracted, right? Like, the Arbalists don't want to be alone against Paladin.
Yep. And Dave, look at the left side. Jordan's actually still holding that. There's a world where if he takes out the castle from Barles, he can finish the castle that was denied earlier on the left. And you can't really threaten Jordan's economy right now if you're Barles, because Jordan has castles everywhere.
Oh, that's brutal. Barles pulls the villagers off the castle to repair the treb, but we need them repairing the castle, dude.
Oh, man. And a great job from Barles on the right as he takes out the treb. But again, Jordan's got axemen. And I think Jordan can take the left side, having already secured a lot more of that right side, having already collected 7 relics. And
what's the wood situation looking like for Barles?
Yeah, that's a fair point.
It's not good.
Any more berries he could take right now? Get some wood from it.
It's not good, dude.
Oh, man. What a hold from Jordan. What a comeback. It looked so dire for him in Feudal Age. And there he goes with his treb. With the paladins for the treb and takes it. And now look at the big wave of blue in the middle. The paladins are on the way. And they're just going to shift to the left side, because Barles isn't there yet.
Barles doing a good job clearing villagers in the center, but I mean, Jordan has 140, so he doesn't really care all that much about that.
I'd like to see Jordan send his vills and go complete the castle on the left. Looks like he's already doing it. Let's go complete that castle.
On the way. Siege engineers on the way. Jordan has stabilized so well.
He has?
It's crazy.
A tiny little detail I just noticed, though, is he is 6 on golds. So the gold on the left, and then the gold...
Well, he just finished the gold on the right.
Yeah,
so he had 20 on there.
Yeah, so let's see if he finds more. Oh, great fight for JorDan. He's got the hill and the halbs aren't there. And again, it's just an issue of like, where are your halbs? Your halbs were on the other side. Poor Barles has been running back and forth with slower units, and the Paladins take an amazing engagement. JorDan clears it all up there. He also finishes his castle to give him access to more stone and more gold, and Barles taps out and calls the GG. What a comeback from JorDan. What a nervy game, Dave.
That was sick. Really, really nice job from JorDan. I mean, when he was 1 TC and Barles was 3, I thought it was probably over. But, I mean, credit to JorDan. He knew that he had to win and make things messy with a big push.
Yeah.
Right? So he saved up 3 or 4 mangonels and then came forward with all of the knights. If we're talking about what Barles could have done better, I think a second monastery earlier is probably good, right? He didn't have that many monks to begin with. But yeah, JorDan made it super messy.
I think,
for Barles,
like you said, hiding the siege and showing up with 3 is what won JorDan the game. Because if he goes with 1, then Barles is like,
redemption
oh, okay,
comes in right away.
I need redemption. I need a couple other monks. I just do this and I defend, which is what happens in a normal game. But Barles had no scouting that it was going to be siege. And when he found out it was going to be siege, everything started to kind of fall apart. And then JorDan did an excellent job sniping any monks that were out there. And then prepping towards the Imperial Age, he did a great job locking down the map. That was really good. And again, you could just see the moment there for both of them at times, right? JorDan with some shaky moments, Barles with some shaky moments, but high-level play. JorDan killed 122 villagers that game and only lost 41 after losing all the villagers he did in Feudal. And just to repeat the stakes here, now in terms of overall live standings in TTL, you've got Barles at 6 wins. You've got JorDan at 5. Still would be rough for JorDan. He'd still probably end up in the relegation spot if he doesn't get the next win, but it would have been horrible for him to lose his home map. All right, so game 3. This is a huge one. This is the biggest game that these guys have played thus far, and this could decide the fates of the players, obviously with one more round remaining, but still this group is really tight. Everyone matters here. Eagles come forward for Barles as we expected, and a villager as well. So he wants to play the aggressive early game here on Fractal. And JorDan just wants to get his lumber camp up in peace at the moment. And this is something Barles was hoping to block with a wall. So great preparation from JorDan to get over here quickly, drop the lumber camp, and then chop the trees. I like that a lot.
Barles is coming in hot, though, and he sees the zebra, and he's probably going to push him away from the TC and then shoot him.
Don't get too close. Don't push it into the TC. Yeah. This is what you should expect. But Dave, like, everyone should be taking their elephant right away on this map, and both players have done that.
Yep. And on Socotra as well.
Yes. The amount of
I
times
get so frustrated. Like, watching Hera play, and he wants to optimally take the sheep. He wants the sheep to be expired at the exact moment the elephant comes in, and then his elephant goes to his enemy. If I have to see that one more time.
Yeah, seriously. I'm glad we were never casting together when those were happening, so I'm glad that your emotions on it match mine, because it's been like 3 or 4 instances where players have lost their elephants on this map or Socotra, and it tilts me. I don't understand it. But both players well prepared here. Is
JorDan trying to draw a pretty picture with the Palisades? It was weird, the Palisades he's putting down, but he's got Loom and he's not taking the engagement.
Yeah.
Okay, both players get Loom now at the same time, and now he's running away.
Yeah, just going to run away. I mean, JorDan, he wanted to try and return the favor and take the zebra out, and since there's an eagle, I think he'd be wise to avoid it. So the 2 villagers for JorDan, they're not chopping the same tree. Now, I've since played this map a little bit more, and I can tell you the pathing on the trees situation
Very
sucks.
frustrating.
Yeah, like they'll get stuck, so I can't even... You got to babysit them. I guess I can't really be that critical of the players. You can see JorDan's just done that. But JorDan has 2 villagers there, and he'll chop through there soon, so he will have the faster dock, and he also has more on wood at for the time being. So my expectation is JorDan plays a bit more defensive into fish, and then maybe Barles is more aggressive on land.
Well, you can always afford to play a little bit more defensive with Malay, right?
Yeah.
You can just kind of make up for that time gap with your faster age up. So you're going to have a better eco than your opponent. As Barles, I don't understand why he didn't toss the second villager in there, but
yeah.
I mean...
Well, there was Vil fighting happening at that time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really tough to get it right, but it's such an important element of the map. That's what happens when you're doing everything else, and that was something Barles chose to do. Barles going to go for the mill, so clearly thinking about the middle. And what I'd like to see from JorDan if he wants to fish is just wall. You always have the stone and gold in the back, so you can wall from the wood lines to your TC. You can kind of see how he could do it with where his houses are set up. I think if JorDan fish booms and walls, he could be in a really nice position come Feudal Age. But where do you dock?
There was one.
If you're JorDan here,
you gotta dock right there.
You gotta block it.
The shore fish is.
Yeah.
You might want to send your villager through after that, but I think you gotta dock here. So he's gonna get the villager on the right side and then place the dock. He's got 274 wood.
He might try and wall.
He's going.
No, he might try and wall the other side, Dave. He's going to try and wall Barles out, and it's going to work if he continues. He doesn't know it's going to work because he couldn't see the tree. But that's the strategy here from JorDan, and this is amazing for the Malay. It's such a big thing on this map. If you can have access to both areas of water and have a free fish boom, and they don't kill you on land, it could just be game over.
He's not getting there. He's not getting there in time, I think. There's 30 left on there.
Oh, there's more vills showing up.
Might also just go for the more forward dock here. Maybe it's, you know what? He might just be taking a chance on this. Like, he's adding a dock behind there to fish, and he's leaving it open as well, and he's just sending this forward on the off chance that he can wall off Barles. He goes for the wall there. There's only 12 wood left. JorDan,
they're bumping.
Keep moving, buddy.
This is why you always send 2 vills. Now, will Barles look at this? I don't think Barles looks at it, so JorDan could still palisade it, and then he's fine. Oh,
she's out. Oh, my God, dude. You saw it.
Are you kidding me?
If JorDan didn't build that palisade wall back there, he would have been able to wall off Barles.
Wow. What a big moment.
Oh, man.
Really reminds me of the Andy Hera game where it looked like Hera was completely dead. And when it was 1 wood left, Hera was able to wall off Andy from getting to the outside. And that's what gave Hera a chance to last in that game. But now Barles can fish as well. Barles is on the way to Feudal Age. So is JorDan, though. And no barracks for either player. And just one fishing ship for JorDan. And he hasn't blocked it with the dock. So it's possible for the opponent to pass through with Navy. He probably is going to make another dock on the front, though.
There was also a game, I don't know if it was Viper who was playing. They were in the position JorDan was in right now. And I can't remember who it was playing. But they could have gotten to the outside for gold access by just walking along the shoreline. And they didn't do it the entire game.
Oh, yeah.
And
players
they waited
don't
till they
realize
chopped through. Yeah.
Yeah, players don't realize they can walk along the shoreline to the back area. Yeah, I feel like we've always just seen players chop through. But the fact that JorDan has lumber camped in an area where he could eventually chop through to the other side is notable here. So here comes Barles.
That's a good dock from JorDan, though, because he's going to deny Barles from going forward, and Barles has to worry about the pressure. Yeah,
Barles just cannot fish there. If he does fish, he could regret it. So we'll see if he ends up taking some risks, because he shouldn't do that if he knows JorDan's potential. Now, I actually love what JorDan's doing. He's like, I have the threat of killing your fish. I'm not actually going to do anything yet. I'm just going to use that to create fishing ships and send it to my original dock, so I have a crazy fish boom.
Or really you keep a fishing ship garrisoned in that dock. 75 wood to just be in his head 100% of the time. And also with Malay line of sight, like, he can see a long way with that.
Oh, true, yeah. So he could see if Barles adds a fishing ship there, and that's what Barles is going to do. So right now, I think I prefer JorDan's position, and Barles came forward and has denied the berries, but Barles doesn't have any fish. And JorDan's just going to fish boom with the Malay. No archer range either from Barles.
Too. It's just super consistent, right?
Great adjustment from JorDan, because in his first round against Hera, it was clear to me that he had no clue what he was doing here. Sorry, JorDan. But, I mean, in general, that first round looked rough, and I think JorDan used that as a wake-up call, and he's looked much better ever since.
Barles should douche.
Nah, not if someone has a fish boom.
Get some archers. You have the eagles.
No, not if like if you have the fish and your opponent does it, I actually love the TC drop.
What's he gonna do with the food?
Oh, you mean JorDan?
Yeah.
Just keep creating vills longer than your opponent and just win the repair game if it's the same HP.
Okay. He's got a fire galley now, and he's working away on the fish from Barles.
This is rough. I think Barles is completely toast, dude.
Maybe.
This is rough. Like,
Unless he
needs
gets
to get
in here with the army. Yeah. And he can run into the TC. Like, he can.
True.
If he wants to.
Look at Jordan's tower, too. Did he place that tower in range of the Tower of Barles, or no?
It's just part of his wall.
It's part of his wall. Is taking stone behind this, so he can always make more towers. And Barles is going to drop a tower, and JorDan...
Can he tower hop through there once that tower goes out?
Very possible, yeah. But then you can't get... Well, you probably can get back.
You can get back 100%.
If your tower's still up, yeah.
The getting back is way easier than getting over to the other side. And JorDan just goes for another tower. So going onto stone is very, very smart. Fire galley is there from Barles, and JorDan can't repair his, but Barles can repair his.
Don't want to say perfect start from JorDan because obviously it's been messy from both, but this is an amazing position. 11 fishing ships versus 0 right now. And they're efficient fishing ships as well. Like, they're going to be in the back area. So if we check resources collected now, I'm sure JorDan has a lead, but it'll be significant in 5 or so minutes.
Yep.
Which means Castle Age needs to matter for Barles. Like, you mentioned a TC drop. I think even a castle drop on that TC in Castle Age.
Maybe.
If you can get there
with
faster.
This amount of food that you have now, it's just tough bringing in the additional, 200 food that you need while trying to make villagers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You don't have the fishing ships behind this. Malay is going to be up usually faster than you, even if you just focus on getting the Castle Age right now. So even if you want to go for that castle drop, it's gonna be a tough challenge for sure.
Yeah, I like how JorDan has kept Barles honest. Barles still trying to squeak out some fishing ships periodically, but JorDan massing Navy now. I would say a small detail which could matter is JorDan is working on limited stone and gold right now. The gold's going to be fine for a long time, but the stone, he's only got 300 left, so he wouldn't be able to make a castle when he makes it to Castle Age unless he buys more stone.
Barles, we need a market, buddy. JorDan's going for a market here.
Yeah.
We just need to get up to Castle Age as fast as possible for Barles. I like the fact he's added another dock behind there, but JorDan is going for 2 demos, and he's got soon to be 2 fire galleys inside of his dock as Barles loops around to the outside area, and he's finally going for the market. JorDan, though, will be still probably up before him.
Yeah, that's the scary thing, right? And JorDan's now collected 500 more resources in total. So the fishing ships, they take a little bit to kick in, but they're officially in that situation now. And Barles' market coming up felt like it could have maybe come up a little bit faster. He's adding more and more fish behind all this. Maybe not thinking JorDan's ever going to come out with Navy. He's just bought the food. There's JorDan's demo. It's 2 big demos for JorDan, and now suddenly Barles has nothing to protect the fish he's adding. And JorDan goes right through. JorDan using the market will buy and sell resources and will arrive to Castle Age faster with the Malay.
You can see him on stone too.
Yep.
So he could go for a counter castle, or maybe he could think about his own castle. It's a bit risky when you have no military on the field going forward. But if you get one next to your TC, what does Barles do?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, how do you stop Karambit Warriors? It's not going to be easy. You can't afford as much now because of the economic situation. And Barles doesn't actually have the build-up to even go for the castle drop. So I think it might be a siege push more than anything. But, dude, JorDan's going to be through into the back, which is so smart, so he can boom back there, too, on land.
You can deal with Karambits if you have slingers.
Yeah, maybe you don't even need that many, right? Maybe just like 3 or 4 slingers.
Yeah.
It's so easy for JorDan to switch into other things. That's the concern. And when he runs out of the fish he's fishing with,
crazy.
he could fish trap with Malay. Like, I have always felt like the fish is more important than anything on this map. You get tempted by the stone and gold, but it's really been the fish that brings people success.
And JorDan's about to cut through to the outside too, so he doesn't even need to walk along the shoreline. He's through, so he can just boom at the back there. And I think the risk for JorDan right now is that he will be tempted to overboom. maybe not produce enough army. If I know JorDan.
Well, he has been a little tentative this series, so he can be tentative now, I guess, and kind of get away with it. He gets gill nets now, so the fishing's even more efficient. Res collected now for JorDan, almost 2,000 resources more.
Disgusting.
And it's going to get better with gill nets, obviously. He has, potential for the fish traps like we mentioned. And he's just bought the stones for a castle.
It goes up behind his TC, significantly ahead on eco, taking care of the fishing from Barles. And, well, Barles is now forced to apply a lot of pressure. Like, the mangonel is coming out right now. JorDan's not even building that castle quickly. He knows he's got some time.
So this has now reached a stage, like, yes, Barles needs to pressure, but it's actually pressure with the intention of buying yourself a ton of time so you don't die. Because you're probably not going to be able to break anything, but if you can hold, kind of, I mean, it's a very different game, but similar to Hera Andy, for those that watch that series, take it to Imp, then at that stage, if you haven't died to JorDan's push with the greater eco, then you could be okay.
I really like, once again, look at the idle TC time from Barles.
Yeah, really
with
impressive.
The limited food eco he's had is super good, especially with this castle age time. He's done a good job balancing, producing military and producing vills, but JorDan has 18 fish.
Yeah, it's so good, man. It is so good, and he's now 3,000 resources more, right?
Wait, what happened to him?
What happened to who?
Did JorDan deleted his forward villager on the dock?
Maybe he got tired of looking to the...
Yeah, he just deleted him.
Maybe he ran out of tasks, and he just got tired of looking at him as an idle villager there.
There's nowhere for him to go. But the grave.
Oh, man, this is rough. We've got to pause now. Series is live, but how big will JorDan's comeback in game number 2 end up being? And how big will the decision from JorDan to send the forward villager and build the forward dock instead of just staying at home like he could have easily done? How big will that decision end up being? Seems like it's a massive thing. He's going to be on 3 TCs. Barles out of stone in the back, so he's got to find more stone, and there's plenty of it. What's he going to do here, Dave, to try and break JorDan's defenses right now?
It's tough. You don't have that many options, right? You got, like, Castle Fast Imp.
Yeah.
To break this, you've got Run Straight Through, which probably isn't consistent when your opponent has Karambits to kill you.
Yep.
You have maybe some sort of sneak attack through the side, but that castle there from JorDan basically denies all the castle age options you have.
Yep. This seems weird.
It's Imperial age for him.
This seems really weird, and it's hard to come to this conclusion when you're playing. But I actually think it would be better for Barles to push the right side of JorDan's walls, because there's where the docks are. Right? Like, JorDan can just freely fish. On the left side, you're just going to run into trees, really. You can't really conveniently work your way around the castle.
What do you think about just holding this forward pressure, getting fortified wall, and just walling the entire map if you're Barles, and then playing the super late game?
100%. No, 100%. I actually think it's an amazing move. Because something's going to come, and it's going to be really hard to stop. So you just need to delay from it. So, yeah, it feels a little weird right now. I think you need the second town center and the third town center first. But walling the middle would be huge. And also walling this little bubble of stone and gold on the left. So if you lose the army
from where
right
Barles' houses are right there, just wall right across the map. All the way across.
He's got redemption now, so he can convert JorDan's siege. And he can convert JorDan's building. He's actually going to attempt to convert JorDan's tower even. And he could switch that conversion onto a mangonel. And JorDan's playing a really risky game here, but he kills the monk.
He should send a monk over to convert JorDan's forward dock.
Yeah, and the fishing ships. You convert one fishing ship, you can steal all the fish traps and delete them. As wild as that sounds. And the castle's on the way. Barles wants to deny it. JorDan doesn't have that many villagers. He just deletes his siege. And now the Karambits come out on the other side. Oh, no. This could be awful for Barles.
This is a disaster for Barles. He's going to have to retreat with the slingers. Fortunately, he does kind of get out of there, but the Karambits are ready. And Karambits versus Monks, one of the best unit counters in the game, because if they get converted, you don't really care.
Who cares? Yeah. And then the armor upgrades are free with the melee these days. The Karambits were dirt cheap this whole time, like we said. And slingers, not that cheap The Eagles for Barles went down in the back, and what we just saw from Barles is his recognition of how behind he was. Yes, that's a bad fight, but this is only going to get worse for him if he didn't try something. It's 90 eco versus 56.
And he's still making fishing ships. Like he's still adding in the traps over here.
And yeah, people asking towers can be converted. Yeah, you have to stand underneath them, but you can convert towers. And Barles just tried to force the issue yet again. JorDan just patience there. Now he's got 2 castles to produce karambits. But I think you just think about imp and archers at this point. But, I mean, certainly karambit raid's not going to hurt. We'll probably end up losing these, but maybe not after killing a couple monks here. We'll see. He will kill 0 monks. No, he kills 1. Dude, like,
Damn, dude.
I'm feeling for Barles, considering how good Game 2 looked for him, you know?
Yep.
These
But
2
JorDan,
players...
I mean, JorDan's in his comfort zone now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
he's Black Forest fish booming back here. He's got double castles set up. He's got 70 villagers, and he's even cutting through. Instead of going through the center area, he's cutting towards the gold and the stone on the other side. Very, very smart play from JorDan.
Yeah, he's really utilized the map well this game.
Barles is trying to get up to him.
Yeah.
JorDan's going to be there first.
Yeah,
Again.
Again, yeah, exactly. Try again, as he may. But, you know, even the Stonewall, like, as much as I love the Stonewalls probably wouldn't work. JorDan could just break them down with Siege. This is rough. And so after, let's say JorDan does win this game. I think that's a fair assessment of the situation, since we have some time with no action. They will be tied on wins, okay? And they'll go into, you know, their final round with that being the case. But it'll be JorDan versus the bottom of the group land, so more expectations there for JorDan to potentially get 2 or 3 wins. Barles,
Balistocracy. He's getting harbors.
Harbors! It's pretty epic.
He deleted his forward dock and all the fishing ships and a fire ship over there. So if Barles actually makes the dock, he can hit the fishing eco from JorDan. But I think at the moment, Barles that's the last thing he's considering.
You know who Barles has to play in his final round, by the way?
Is it Andy?
It's Andy. It's freaking Andy,
Oh,
who's top of the group right now. What a series that would be. I think Barles could take wins off him, but certainly do. Like, everyone could take wins off each other in this group, but Andy beat JorDan 2-1, beat Hera 2-1, has beaten everybody he's played. So it's been a different storyline with him, obviously. God, this sucks to be Barles. Like, you're playing on because you're thinking, okay, maybe an imp I can do something, but this has been...
I mean, if JorDan doesn't make a switch here into range units, the karambits, even if they're fully upgraded, will take a lot of damage from the slingers.
This is true.
And there's 10 slingers right now, and Barles almost has enough stone for another castle. We're just looking at the eco difference right now. It's 35 fishing ships, dude.
I love,
crazy.
Like, if this was me, I would have had the 15 fishing ships, and I would have stopped, and I would have gone farms. And JorDan's like, why? My fish traps are cheaper. I've got full shoreline control. Producing out of the docks and not going for farms is really smart.
I had 126 fish traps the other day.
What were you doing? Was there a
pop Europe game?
Okay, I was gonna say, did anyone make Army or Navy? Because that seems like it was
I
like
also made 270 Dramens as the Huns.
Ah, okay. This is one of those games.
The food was flying in, bro. I've never seen anything like it. It was crazy.
Oh man, 10k food from JorDan, pretty much all from the fish, and he's had more of every other resource as well. He has more villagers than Barles. Barles is an imp now to make trebs. JorDan has 3 castles to make trebs, and JorDan is getting ranged upgrades and has the archery ranges to protect his trebs. JorDan living the dream right now.
Barles is walling off the right side of that little stone and gold area, but he doesn't know that JorDan's just gonna chop
cut through
behind.
anyways.
Yeah.
I wonder if JorDan's even tasking the villagers. It looks like he did, because that's 4 villagers on the same tree. Really thinking about that. We'll see if JorDan makes a castle there immediately upon chopping through. And Barles just cannot afford much.
30 more villagers, I would say there's a chance, because Inca's late game is better
Yes.
than Malay.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of counters to what the Malay can do, but I mean, the eco lead is just so significant right now.
That's insane. And not the first time we've seen one person prioritize land pressure and then neglect to control their own water. It feels like you need to get a dock down to block it so your opponent can't bypass through to kill your fish. Otherwise, this happens. This is why JorDan picked the Malay. He also had Italians on his draft, so he was thinking water. And there's the castle. There's the siege workshop. Yep. So JorDan's just cut right through.
If you look at Barles' point of view, he's like, "Oh, finally, I'm safe somewhere."
Yeah, I know.
Nope.
Yeah, and that's probably one of the only things he thinks can bring him back into the game. That area right there. And focus on monks right now from Barles. 12 range on the monks. Good player with monks. Hoping to convert JorDan's crossbows. And JorDan has taken his time here, but he's slowly pushing forward. Just didn't want to take any risks because, as we said, if this does go late, I think many people would prefer the Incas over the Malay. But even then, Malay aren't that bad, and JorDan's got so many resources coming in at the moment.
Barles sees the castle now. He's going to be like, where on earth did that come from?
I doubt he even sees it. Honestly, he's probably looking on the front, and I'm sure once this castle that he has right now falls, and then maybe he'll look over there, realize, and consider tapping out here, which is the result that JorDan would have wanted today, a 2-1 victory, at least.
I mean, castle's going to go down, right? Barles can micro the monks all he wants, but his slingers are countered by the arbalists.
Yep.
Once the arbalists take care of the slingers, or maybe even the monks just run out of faith, the Krambits can come in. And JorDan is surrounding him at every angle. JorDan has played this in a very JorDan-like style. You know, he withstands the early pressure. He gets his boom up behind 37 fishing ships. And then he just slowly moves forward. And that's a good result for JorDan after the start to game 2, which was rough.
Seriously, like it wasn't just the win in this game. It was the comeback in game number 2. The whole storyline flows together here. 47k resources versus 29k res. JorDan just got the position on water, knew what to do with it, and said, you can't break me on land on this map. It's not going to happen.
My man did not make a single farm.
Nope.
He is farmless.
I love it. I love the commitment there. So let's go to the probabilities, shall we? Like, I feel like that's directly where we should go. Now, I think everyone's probably looking at it at the same time, so maybe it'll lag for us. But I want to see what that means in terms of the future for these players in the groups. They'll both have 1 round remaining. But JorDan wins 2-1 versus Barles. And they're both on 6 wins. So, oh my God, the possibilities still are pretty ridiculous for both, Dave. But it's 51% odds for Barles to be relegated now versus what would have been 77% odds for JorDan to be relegated. And just 1% for Barles had he won game number 2. Wow. What a crazy
Barles has
difference.
done well in this group, though. Like 6-6 is a pretty good result for the way people have been playing here. And, you know, JorDan 6-6 as well, but he wins the tiebreaker against Barles, and that's a big tiebreaker to win.
Yeah.
If they end up having the same amount of points, taking a second set win is huge, and then the head-to-head, obviously.
So I think,
the games upcoming are going to be important.
Yeah, certainly. I think in some ways, at least for the next round, Barles is a really big freaking Andy fan and a really big Hera fan. Like, he probably is going to hope that Ganji gets below him, and Ganji will have Andy and then Hera to play. So that's still a big storyline in this group too, because Ganji's got to somehow get wins on the board over Barles and JorDan. But at least that's what it looks like right now as we close in on the conclusion of the groups. And this group has just continued to deliver. Great series between Barles and JorDan. One of the best ones I think we've seen so far.
Still has a chance, dude. I'm looking at this.
Oh!
0.05%, 0.42%.
Oh.
Just win out. Easy.
Okay, so he needs... so Lan needs to 3-0 Hera and 3-0 JorDan.
Yeah, that's no big deal.
And then he needs... God, how does this even work?
I don't know. Needs to 3-0 both of them, and then does he need Hera to lose everything?
Yeah, I think he would need Hera to also lose versus Ganji. Yeah.
No, Hera's...
I think...
Okay, so let's see if Hera loses against Ganji 3-0, and then loses against Lan 3-0, and then Lan wins against JorDan 3-0, Then Lan is up, and Hera is going. No.
I don't even think that does
Yep.
it. Does that do it?
And then Hera and JorDan both go down.
Well, that's exactly what everyone expects, right?
Man, I believe.
Yeah, that's true.
Gold League's gonna be stacked next season.
Oh man, but on a serious note regarding Lan, I said it before the series. I think he's got a win upcoming against JorDan or Hera. I just don't know versus who, and it could spoil the potential for JorDan to survive still, or for for Hera to get that first place, which he's still seeking. So, really exciting there in Group C, and I think that's the end of Group C for today. The other matchups are going to be from other groups. Or am I wrong? What's our next one?
I don't know. If only we had the tournament organizer here to.
I
know.
I know. I should know this.
Yo Valles.
Yo Valles next.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay.